Hi, Jeff here. And when people think about America, they think about overconsumption. And what's the capital of overconsumption? That's right, Walmart. Another American stereotype is that we are loud and we like to voice our opinions, which might be true. So come with me on this adventure around America to some small town Walmarts and see what is going on there. Why are people watching while you shop? Will employees try to sell you stuff that isn't on the shelves? Wink wink. Let's find out. We're going to start with the most populated and work our way down to a city of just 1,400 people, so stay tuned for that. First up is a city that I have read many times, but I actually did not quite know the pronunciation, and that's Minot, North Dakota. Called the Magic City because it seemed to pop out of nowhere like magic overnight after the railroad was put through it. Sitting with a population nowadays of 48,377 people, which might be considered a pretty small town to some of you watching this, or if you're in North Dakota, that is big city living. A couple of famous people from this town. We have the actor Josh Duhamel and the rapper Wiz Khalifa, but Wiz Khalifa was actually born on the army base, but hey, still counts. So let's see what the Magic City has to bring in their magical Walmart. Anthony had to say, manager accused my wife of using fake money. They were two $20 bills from the 1980s, so they had a different design than current bills. It's crazy that they hire people that dumb as managers. And he included a picture, and I'll show it up on the screen now. In the picture that Anthony provided, you can see it's just an old $20 bill from 1981. So yes, Anthony, they do hire people that dumb. This review almost left me with an injury from scratching my head. Let me know what you thought. Jennifer said, I recently purchased a 10-karat yellow gold necklace from Walmart. It did not display that it is gold plated. Had a jeweler look at it and was informed it was indeed not real. I took it back and they assured me that it was in fact a real one and gave me another one. Well, once again, use that magnet and it is not real. False advertising. If I had known, I would have gotten my money back and went somewhere else. Very misleading. If you purchase any jewelry, take a magnet to make sure it's real. The thing that got me so confused was they bought a 10-karat gold necklace from Walmart, brought it to a jeweler to make sure it was real, and it wasn't real, so they went back and did it again. It really reminds me of that one George Bush clip. I'll play it right now.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. It fooled me, we can't get fooled again.
An absolute all-time classic. Cat at Final Fantasy XI had to say, curbside pickup is an absolute joke. Every other Friday, I just watch a few employees try to handle the massive amount of orders. Wait time is sometimes over an hour. People actually bring their lawn chairs because it's such a well-known issue. It's impossible to get anyone on the phone from this department, and today we had a wonderful addition of wasps when we rolled down our windows because we can't afford to waste our gas idling that long. I feel sorry for the employees. I love the idea of people ordering curbside and then bringing their lawn chairs and sitting outside of their cars waiting for the employees to bring their stuff outside. That is peak America. I love it. We'll move on to a shorter one but kind of confusing one from Summer here, and she has to say, where is James? Or my girl? But yeah, you used to watch me. LOL. I really wanted to say, what happened to you? I'm guessing the loss prevention people were following her around, and you'll see that be a theme trickled out throughout this video, so keep an eye on that. Has that happened to you? Let me know. We have Snoop Dogg's lesser-known brother Sloop here, and he had to say, they no longer post prices on products. This is a terrible idea. Also, one of the employees tried to sell me dope. I'm not impressed. I guess the employee wasn't offering those everyday low prices on the dope, huh? Oh my goodness, guys, it's another review from Summer. The first one was a few months ago, so this one was just a month ago, so it's in between the confusion. Let's see if we get any more context. Hi. I called at almost 9 p.m. I asked if they could give James or Audrey my number. I'm worried about James, and I'm sure that the store manager Audrey would understand that. The fact that I called several times and offered my phone number only to be hung up on. Walmart needs to improve. The fact that you lost a valuable employee and the customer service I received only asking about Audrey and James that used to be her assistant shows the integrity. The fact that I called during business hours and was hung up on shows what you are as leaders are teaching them it's okay to do. After both of these reviews, I think it's Summer that is the one that I'm not sure is okay. Let's see if the Minot experience was any better for Sarah. We had a nail in our tire on our vacation passing through. We called at 6:30 p.m. on a Monday to Walmart tire service and no one answers the phone. So we drive over there and get there by 6:45, and the kid working said they aren't allowed to fix tires close to closing time. Are you kidding me? This would have took just a few minutes to fix, and everything else was closed in town. What happened to good people and good service, especially when you know someone really needs the help? Not impressed with your service department one bit. Walmart would be the last place I would expect someone to want to stay open later for me. They don't care. Why would they? Our second city is Russellville, Arkansas. Fun fact, a lot of people probably already knew, but Walmart was started in Arkansas, but not this city. Russellville sits with a population of 29,133, and it was named after Dr. Thomas Russell, who built the first home there. Isn't that pretty cool? Back in the day, you could build a home somewhere and they'll be like, yeah, we'll name the town after you. It helps if you're a doctor too. But a more famous person from here is Scott Bradley, who was a composer for the cartoon Tom and Jerry, which was a favorite of mine as a kid, even though it was kind of scary to me. Yeah, I was a wimpy kid. Let's check out their Walmart. Let's see what Ray had to say. This place acts like everyone is trying to steal everything from them. I got a $1.79 hairbrush and they made my wife pay for it in that department like we were gonna steal it or something. It kind of pissed me off. I mean, I remember being a kid and buying like a video game and having to buy it at the electronics, or they would send it up to like aisle 9 and you had to go through aisle 9 and be like, oh yeah, I got Freak Style for the PS2. Can you make sure that they have that for me? I got it in the back. And they'd be like, oh, what game was that? And they're like, Freak Style, please, can you find that for me? And then they'd find it for you. It was pretty good times. Prum had to say, this Walmart will chase you down to check your receipt. Never seen a place so desperate to check your receipt. The receipt checker's probably on meth for all I know. What the heck is going on at this Russellville, Arkansas Walmart? Let's keep going and looking. Come on, stick with me. Big C had to say. Self-checkout employee had zero confidence in my skills to scan products. Was micromanaging me the whole time. Bad enough I'm doing it without pay. So I don't really frequent Walmart too much. I try to avoid it really. I don't like the Walmart at my town or the town over because you know it's Walmarts everywhere. But I've never had a self-checkout employee even really care about what I was doing unless I scanned something that didn't work or I had alcohol. But I wouldn't go through a self-checkout line with alcohol because that's just like an extra step. Just go through a checkout line if there is one. Some places don't even have checkout lines anymore. Why? Does the trend of overly zealous Walmart employees continue? Let's find out. Caleb had to say, too many secret shoppers standing and staring at honest people. So many of these secret shoppers that they could eliminate self-checkout by helping check out instead of standing around staring while people struggle to make the self-checkout act right. They harass customers at the store and make it very uncomfortable shopping environment. The short Spanish girl with curly hair snitched her way to the top, and apparently she could tell a thief from an honest person because I've never stole anything, but her and her clique always follow me. Aldi from now on, FMW, which is the verbal equivalent of giving it the one-finger victory salute. Either this Walmart is full of secret shoppers or everyone that leaves a review here is paranoid because they're on a substance. I am not too sure. Maybe Abel had a different experience. Let's find out. Was on phone with an employee just now explaining about my delivery order, and she laughed at me saying, I'm sorry, my coworker was trying to trip me with a broom. What about my order? Y'all messed up 3 times in 15 hours. How is Walmart Plus making shopping easier for anyone at this rate? Unsatisfied. I do agree it is a little rude to laugh at someone on the phone if you're trying to get help from them, but what kind of standard of help is this person expecting from Walmart? I think Walmart's hiring slogan is, do you have a pulse? Can you say hello? You're hired. Let's see what went so wrong for Pamela. I went in for an oil change, and I asked them to check one of my tires that I thought was low. I got my oil changed after 2.5 hours of waiting, and I asked about my tire, and that little boy that was working in the automotive center told me that he took it off the list to be having the tires looked at because it took so long to do the oil change. He didn't even bother to ask me if I wanted to wait or not, because I did need the air check in my tires. I hate when a woman goes to an automotive shop or a mechanic shop and they treat her like she's stupid. I will never bring my vehicle back to Walmart in Russellville. Thank you, Delaney, all the help you didn't give me. I hope and pray that I don't have a blowout before I could get my tire checked. One thing, this review is probably the hardest one to read. It slowly got harder and harder, and there just ended up being sentences that just kind of stopped and began out of nowhere. So that's one thing about this one. And I don't want to sound rude, but it's very cheap to buy a tire checker thing that you just like put on the tire and goes and it shoots up a little thing and tells you your pressure, and then you look on the inside of your door to see what your tire pressure is supposed to be. And also, a lot of gas stations now have it set up where you can put your pressure into like the tire thing, and it'll pump your tire up to that pressure. I wouldn't expect the person at a Walmart oil change center to be checking my tires, and I wouldn't really trust them to either. If I wanted that experience done, I would go to a place that actually like was a oil change place. It's a strange experience all around. Do you have a better theory? Because I really don't. Sorry, Pamela. I don't think it's because you were a woman, though. Next city up is Ontario, Oregon. Yes, it was named after Ontario, Canada. Nestled in right on the border of Idaho, it is known as where Oregon begins. Even though Oregon has many borders, I guess this is exactly where it begins. Kind of a strange little slogan for the town. Sitting with a population of 11,645, we are almost under that 10,000 population mark. We're getting to some pretty rural towns here. And the most famous person out of those 11,000 to come from here is probably A.J. Feely, who was a backup quarterback and a 5th-round draft pick in the NFL. He was in the NFL for 10 seasons. He had 18 NFL starts. Yay, A.J. Feely! Now let's see what Walmart has to say. Chrissy gets the ball rolling here in Ontario, and she had to say, "The employee on the market side front doors is the most disrespectful employee I've ever met. He accuses me and several other people of stealing every time I go in. And you aren't supposed to check receipts until after the alarm goes off, people." So even in Ontario, Oregon, people are checking those receipts. Is this a trend that continues throughout this Walmart? Let's find out. Patricia had to say, "The man that checks receipts as the door is a man given a little power but thinks he is a nasty human. I had 4 items and had to show my receipt. He looked at me like I was scum and told me that I better have my receipt in hand to show, or else I will never go into that store again." I remember when my local Walmart put in their self-checkouts. This was maybe like 15 years ago now, and I knew a ton of people who would scan quote-unquote bananas and they would take stuff. I wasn't one of those people, because if you got accused of that, you'd get a code violation, then you couldn't play sports, and I had to play sports because, you know, that was me. But I knew a lot of people that would do crap like that, and I knew a lot of people who got caught doing that, and they were always made fun of, so I could not go through that. That all being said, I've never had someone check my receipt as I was leaving besides Sam's Club, but I think that's what they always do. Diesel. It's Walmart. It's overcrowded. The layout no longer makes sense, and everything is self-checkout, but you can't hardly use legal tender anymore. Just shop on Amazon. I love how he complains about not being able to use legal tender, then says uses Amazon, because everyone knows that Amazon has that option of pay the Amazon driver when he shows up with your package. Like, what? You have to use like a check card or credit card or something on Amazon. You can't just use cash, which would be what he's referring to as legal tender, or coins. You can't just throw a bag of coins at the Amazon driver when he comes by and like, give me my stuff, I paid you. Like, what's he getting at? Anisha had to say. Went to Walmart on 12/19 to make a huge purchase of jackets, socks, and shoes to donate to my local schools for children who don't have these basic essentials. I asked to speak to a manager to ask if they would give me a discount since it was for a big donation. Big surprise, they said no. It's very sad that in an area that has freezing temperatures that they wouldn't be happy to give even a 10% discount. I went to an everyday deals and got the jackets at a 25% discount. This is a local, privately owned business who was delighted to help. Shame on Walmart. I'm just saying that if I was going to be doing something like this, I would probably call ahead to see if the Walmart would approve of that or the business would approve of that. And if they wouldn't, then I wouldn't do it. I've actually been someone who had to be in charge of giving out donations, and there is a process to it. It's usually not something you could just come up to someone and ask for unless it's like a certain special thing. But there has to be some sort of paperwork and checks and balances in place to get tax breaks and all that for that kind of stuff. I didn't work for a Walmart, but I would also expect a mom and pop place to be more willing and probably give a bigger discount than a place like Walmart. The person you're going to ask at Walmart does not care. They just want to get out of there, get home, and play some League of Legends or something. Matt comes through with some clarity in all the madness, and he has to say, don't ever buy anything from corporations like this. If anything happens, it's your fault. They do not cover any product discrepancies. Companies like Walmart suck America dry, and they should be shut down for good. I remember when my hometown got a Walmart, and it put the Kmart out of business. If that doesn't say something, it says something. It wouldn't be reading Walmart reviews if there wasn't an old lady leaving a review, so let's see what 71-year-old Cheryl has to say. I'm traveling 71 years old with handicap placard. I have shopped at Walmart ever since they opened. opened. I find the location in Ontario, Oregon very disrespectful in that you can't park in the shaded part of their parking lot for getting out of the sun. At night, I visit the truck stops and overnight parking. Not many places to get out of the sun. So why they do that? Just because they can and they have the right? No one asked me about my loyalty to them. Hearing more and more bad things about them every day now. Too bad for them. Don't want me to park, but it's okay to shop. I swear, reading these reviews is the closest I'll ever be to being a third-grade English teacher. Holy crap. But anyways, I'm not really sure what Cheryl's problem was. She couldn't park in a shaded area. She likes to go to overnight parking at truck stops, and the person was very disrespectful, or the company was. I'm not sure what this complaint's all about, but I hope Cheryl gets the help she's looking for. Our last little city here is Woodsville, New Hampshire, with a population of 1,431. It is significantly smaller than all of the other ones combined. Cool little fact about this town, it is considered the county seat, even though it technically isn't. Pretty cool, right? There's not much about this place, but it has a covered bridge like in Beetlejuice. That's pretty cool. The most famous person from here was pitcher Bob Smith. It's a real person, I know, Bob Smith. He actually pitched many years, and he had a break in between pitching because he had to go serve in the Korean War. So that's pretty cool. I like Bob Smith. Thanks for your service, Bob Smith. So how bad can a Walmart in a town of 1,400 people be? Pretty bad. But let's go see how bad. First up, we have Concerned Citizen, and they had to say, the managers at this Walmart are extremely rude. No help whatsoever. Even the employees say that the managers are useless. There needs to be an overhaul of upper management, and even the receiver out back was cursing at us. Hands down the worst Walmart I've ever been to. I have a few questions for Concerned Citizen myself. One, why are you asking employees about the managers or so mad about the managers? I've never interacted with almost any employees at any Walmart unless I had to ask a question about opening a case to get a video game out of. And another thing, why are you out back at the receiving dock talking to the people doing the receiving, and why are they cursing at you? What did you do, Concerned Citizen? Are you going around filming people? I'm very, very confused by this review. 1 star from me. Next up, we have the cursed way of spelling Jason. Sorry for any Jasons out there, and he had to say, most of the time I'm fine with this Walmart, but the past 2 or 3 days it seems to me that they need to update their circuit board or outlets due to 2 different areas caught fire. Cheese cooler area and tonight by the ice cream. If this doesn't get fixed, how many workers or customers will get hurt until you realize there is a problem? Or is this a way for you to force corporate Walmart to build a whole new building, which is selfish? Well, I'm very glad that Jason is sprinkling in his expertise that he thinks it's the circuit boards or to update the outlets because of these 2 different fires. It couldn't be anything to do with the actual mechanisms that work for the coolers, and it's a cheese cooler and an ice cream cooler, which are probably pretty close together and in the same kind of area. This is one of my favorite type of reviews right here. Nothing to really do with Walmart, just, hey, they've had a couple fires there and I don't like that. I'm going to give them a 1-star review because they need to fix it, and hey, wait, maybe they want to do this because they want a new building. That's selfish. These people suck. Boo you, Walmart. I'm gonna leave them 1-star review. I don't understand it at all. It's not in my blood, but I love that people do it because I love to read them. So far, the small towns had some weird big problems. Let's see if Elliot has anything else to say. This store is a joke. 2 days in a row, my wife and I came here because she wanted some perfume that only this location had. No one had a key to open the case, not even a manager. This was very unacceptable, and something needs to be done about this. Not even worth the 1-star I'm giving. Thank you for the clearly comprehensible 1-star review, Elliot, and I understood what happened. They went there, needed perfume, no one could open up the case for some reason, no one had the key or knew where the key was. It sounds just like Walmart. Incompetence up and down. Kathleen also had a problem with this, and she had to say, had to ask 3 separate times to open a case and they never once came to open it. The only experience I have with this at Walmart is when I used to buy a lot of video games at Walmart, and you'd have to go find an associate somewhere around the electronics area and hope that they would have a key to open it up, and you'd have to point at the game or say the game out loud. Can I get Plants vs. Zombies on the Wii U, please? And then hope they don't judge you too much. Nobody having a key at all, and not even the managers, is pretty unacceptable, but I'm not surprised. Next up is Linda. I was there today, 9/1/21/21, time traveler, at 10 a.m. and the store was closed due to a power outage. That's fine, understandable. What isn't understandable was a worker outside with the rest of the employees was guns try to accuse me of recording them while I was trying to get a phone signal to let my husband know I was going to another Walmart. Sorry, but you def ain't that special for me to waste to record you doing nothing. Rumor has it that sentence is still running on. Anyways, this sounds like a very strange situation. She showed up, the power was out, so she took her phone out, and an employee thought they were recording them. Like, I'm so confused. I wish I could see some of this. This Walmart feels like it's just like out of a Stephen King book. It's very strange. Roy had to say, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. The parking lot is like a sea of shopping carts. But when you walk inside, there's always multiple employees in yellow vests that stand around playing with their cell phones. Management needs replaced. I included the picture of the sea of shopping carts on the screen now. Seems like a common theme around the country of people wanting management at these Walmarts to be replaced. And I'm sure a lot of these managers were just people that stuck around at Walmart a little too long and they keep getting promoted, and they get overly promoted and oops, don't know what I'm doing. But they show up and say yes man, yes man, yes man to their upper management. Ugh. Nicole here says in one long run-on sentence, here we go. For 4 days now, I have been trying to call to see if they have a specific dog food in stock and no one answers it, rings a bunch of times, then it's like they pick up and put it on hold, wait a few minutes, then disconnect the call. Completely poor customer service. Yeah, that pretty much sums up a good 1-star review right there. Called a bunch of times and no one answered. Poor customer service. Leave a 1-star review. But it's still, why does no one use any like grammar? I know I understood what it means, but grammar's not hard. It's not. And with that, we're at the end of the video, so please let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know any other things you want to see me review, and I'll add it to my list, and I'll give you credit for it. And make sure you leave a like if you liked the video, and subscribe for more, or else I'll disappear into the void. And until next time, make sure you eat all of your veggies, or Santa will know and you won't get any presents on Christmas. Which is something my mom and dad actually told me when I was a little kid, and it kind of traumatized me. Goodbye.